lot of people have given us some backlash for doing this, and I think it's important to remember that everybody has a different interpretation for what this is for. But I think we can all agree that, you know, we stand here for change and we want to make schools safe again. So we're going to have a couple people up here are going to talk, and we're going to announce the names, 17 names from the Parkland shooting. We're going to have a moment of silence, and then we'll head back in at 10:17. Thanks, guys.
All right. Together we unite along with schools all over the nation to honor the lives lost in the tragic shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. A day meant for love turned into a day of horror and utter sadness. Mothers and fathers had to come to the realization that their loved ones may not come home today. 14 families exactly had that realization. Their sons and daughters would not come home at night, and they would not sleep in their own bed. They would not come home that night and tell their parents about their day. Those 14 students were silenced by violence. One terrible person decided to silence these students. The classmates who had to witness this horrendous act of violence will witness that day forever, on repeat. The world got to witness this school shooting in all its scarring light. For this school shooting, you can now see what these students had heard from these videos. You can see what they've gone through. The gunshots will be forever heard. The screams will be forever heard. The dead on the floor will be forever seen. For what happened at that high school is every student's worst nightmare. There needs to be an end of being scared of attending schools, an end of the meaningless thoughts and prayers, an end to the school shooting cycle, an end to gun violence, and an end to seeing the words, breaking news, followed by another deadly school shooting. An end to 18-year-olds and up being allowed to carry an assault weapon that have been used in war, and no means does anybody need a death machine. Today is a day us students demand for a change, to say we will not be silenced, our voices will be heard, and by joining us today, you have made a difference. You have shown the world that even though we may be young, we can voice our opinions on topics that affect our future and the future of the fellow students across the nation. We will be heard. We will not be stopped until we feel safe. Until they listen to us, we will never stop.
I want to thank everyone for leaving class and coming outside to stand up together for what we believe in. And part of this walkout is to remember the shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida that happened 1 month ago today. What happened was so tragic that students like Emma Gonzalez, David Hogg, Cameron Caskey, and Sarah Chadwick knew they needed to do something. We are here to join them in their cause, to demand change. We are here to show that just because we are kids does not mean we do not care about what is going on in our world. Students should not have to worry about being killed at school. That's not something that needs to be debated. We need to feel safe at school, but politicians are pushing our voices aside because we cannot vote. When we can vote, we will vote them out and we will run to replace them. Our peers are being murdered because of politicians not taking action. We cannot sit back and do nothing. We need to make our voices heard. Contact your representatives, register to vote, volunteer for candidates, and most importantly, vote. Some of us can already vote, and by November 6th, so many more of us will. I urge you to vote against candidates who value campaign funding more than doing the right thing, who value campaign funding more than keeping our schools safe, who value campaign funding more than our lives. Vote for people who value our lives more than money. We must all speak out for what is right, and by doing so, we can prevent tragedies like the shooting in Parkland from ever happening again.
Hello everyone, and thank you all for braving the cold in order to make your voices heard. As underage students, we may not be able to vote yet, but we have the ability to make change, and we are right now, just by standing here for a mere 17 minutes. We are showing our government officials that we want, no need change to happen in order for us to feel safe in our classrooms. But what else can we do besides that? Perhaps we can honor the Parkland students in other ways too. We can join students across the country in giving back to our communities by doing 17 small acts of kindness. Even something as simple as buying someone a coffee or introducing yourself to someone new can serve to commemorate the students and faculty members who perished last month. Maybe you can volunteer at our local Boys and Girls Club and educate our youngest students on the effects of gun violence. As a community, we can always do more for each other. If we all work together to enact change, we can help make a difference and make sure no student or teacher life is ever lost to gun violence again.
Hi everyone. Thank you all for coming on such a cold morning. We are here not only to protest, but also to remember what happened exactly 1 month ago today in Parkland, Florida. 17 innocent people are now dead, 14 students, and 3 staff members. Please keep all these beautiful people in your mind and hearts today, and remember, this could be you if we don't take any action as students and Americans. I ask that you all please remain silent as I read off their names in remembrance. Alyssa Alhadev, 14 years old. Scott Beagle, 35 years old. Martin Duke Nguano, 14 years old. Nicholas Dorette, 17 years old. Aaron Faze, 37 years old. Jamie Guttenberg, 14 years old. Chris Hickson, 49 years old. Luke Hoyer, 15 years old. Cara Lugren, 17 years old. Gina Montato, 14 years old. Joe Quinn Oliver, 17 years old. Elena Petty, 14 years old. Meadow Pollock, 18 years old. Helena Ramsey, 17 years old. Alexa Schachter, 14 years old. Carmen Shentrup, 16 years old. And Peter Wang, 15 years old. I ask that you guys please remain silent as we respect those who have died exactly 1 month ago today. Thank you.
All right, guys, so it almost marks the 17-minute mark is when we'll walk back in the school through security. I just want to thank everyone for coming out and standing up with me, Hannah, Abby, Ben, and Haley. It's really great to see so many people are so supportive and are willing to stand up for what they believe in. It's a pretty emotional day, I think, for a lot of people. I know, as far as Emma Gonzalez, has been tweeting all morning. If everyone could hold up their signs. There's one specific one right over here. While I was making most of these posters, a student from the Douglas High School had tweeted this. Hashtag, I will march because I want the NRA to fear the vibrations of the people stomps across the nation. That hit me pretty hard, because I think with everyone, all the students, if we come together and we walk and we march on, the 24th, it'll make a very big impact. All right, so we have 1 minute left, and I really want to thank you guys for being so quiet through the silence, for being so respectful, and for helping us stand up for what we all believe in. Thank you.
My name is Haley Sweeney. This is Hannah Hansen, Abby Rowe, Ben Talerski, and Lissa Brogan, and we are the organizers of the Nashua High School Self Walkout. And we did this today because we really want to show students that we do have a voice and that we can make change, especially when it comes to our safety in our classrooms. We are sick and tired of being scared and fearing our lives just because some man can bring a gun into school and shoot us all. And I first started with Hannah making a Facebook page, if you want to speak to that.
So basically, Women's March put out a thing saying March 14th there was going to be a school walkout nationwide. So I decided that, I just felt like our school should be involved with it. So I created the page and Lissa helped me out. And it started with like 8 signups in like a couple days, and then it just started to grow. And it's really inspirational that us teenagers can all come together in unity and be able to support this and show that we can be able to speak our minds loud and clear.
And part of what we're trying to show is, especially to the state legislature, because they're working on some gun legislation recently, we're trying to show them that students are paying attention and we're watching what they're doing and we care about the decisions that they're making, and we want stricter gun regulations in our state and in our towns and in our schools.
So I helped Hannah with the Facebook page. It was pretty incredible to see the numbers go up. It happened a lot quicker than I expected, and even, a lot more people came out today than I even hoped, which was awesome. And I think it's very important for us to create the unity that we, want in the world. And I think it's great, we're all sticking up and having voices for the students that lost their voices.
I'm Abby Rowe. I helped Hannah, Lissa, Ben, and Haley put this thing all together. Really, my goal originally, whenever I spoke to Mr. Richards, was to just get students involved in something. And luckily, I met people like Hannah and Lissa who already started this march. And I'm so grateful that we all put our minds together and we created this walkout, which was really amazing to see everyone participate. It was truly amazing.
And I think what made it especially great is we had full support of admins, and they helped us make sure that the walkout was safe and that we would be secure, and they helped everything run really smoothly. Thank you.